10 minutes after the big moose came out on the river, took his camera and he ran along the side and he click, 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 click. And it's for everyone. It's for anyone and everyone that wants to come there. 2 years ago I lost my son and was shot, was killed by his best friend. It does change your life. We gotta forgive. Work together, help each other. At the end of it all, that's what it's about.
If you'd like to support Paul and the place that inspired all of this, the GoFundMe link is down in the description below. 100% of the donations will go straight to Paul. That's perfect. All right, so we got that one. Easy.
That came out all right. Okay, we gotta start somewhere. We gotta start on the right track, eh? That's what you want to hear. My name is Paul Devereaux. I am 73 years of old. I'm from a family of 7. I'm the oldest boy in the family. I got 2 brothers and 4 sisters. I was born in the settlement of Sunnyside in Archibald. I grew up there as a young boy. I worked with my dad in the woods. That was the jobs at them times to do, like help your dad. There wasn't much money in the woods business, but we made a living enough to feed the family. Put food on the table, that was the big issue then. Later on in years, I got a job at the smelter. I started there in 1974. I retired there in 2010. These people come to the gorge, the people that I talked to at work, they said, Paul, all the time you talked about that at work, I had no clue what was happening here. I didn't know what you were really talking about. You were explaining about the gorge and how nice it was in the area and the people that come there. When they retired and they come for a visit, they came once, and after that they brought more and more people with them. Every time they come there, they brought 10, 15. They're telling other people about it. And I love meeting people and talking to people. The more people that come to visit me, the more I like it, the better I like it. Fredericton, Moncton, St. John, Campbellton, Bathurst, all these areas, Beldoon itself, and the Jacquet River area, Nass Creek, Lawrence settlement, the Gravel Hill, which we call. These are small settlements that people come from everywhere to visit this gorge, and then people from other countries come to visit. When I see people from France, Ireland, England, Germany, it blows my mind to even imagine in a small little area that would bring people together. Bringing people together, it's a story of its own. And it's great. It's great. It makes me feel good that some little area, some part of my life that had helped me a lot, but it also helped other people. When people come there, they relax and they say to me, Paul, how did you find this place? Well, it was always there, but working with my dad, when my dad cut the woodlot years ago, that's how it all come about. The plan was at that time was to build a camp on the gorge area. And my dad took sick. He had some medical problems, and he never made it to see the camp on the gorge. But my promise to him was that it would be done, and I did that. And in saying that, before passing, he said, "Paul, if you would open up the front of the gorge where people could see the area down on the river and up for miles," he said, "people would come from all over to see that." But it didn't register in my mind that would happen. And like I said, it's amazing. It boggles your mind. I never thought that would ever happen. I never thought that it would ever happen. I care for people, I care for my family, I care for my friends. I enjoy each and every one of them. But sometimes we can fall into a problem that gives us despair, I guess. It does change your life. 2 years ago I lost my son in a tragic accident. And no, I miss him a lot. My daughter has had a hard time with it. Well, my son was shot, was killed by his best friend. I wasn't feeling good at the time when it happened. I had the flu, and my son came down in the morning. He said, "Dad, I got some medication for you. I'll help you through the day." And he said, "I need to borrow your car to go to the store in Ash Creek." He said, "I won't be too long." He said, "I'll be back." And he left that morning, and then I get a call. But I didn't believe that had happened. I couldn't put it in my mind that happened. Especially with a friend. He was a great friend who did that. And not only a friend to Scott, but he was a friend of mine. He spent some time around home. I knew him. He wasn't a stranger. After the accident happened, I fell into sickness. I couldn't help too much. It did change me. I have a lot of respect for people. There is some people though in this world that will give us a problem. But I never thought it would be like a close friend. It does change your life. When it's all said and done, even in the courtroom, on both sides, both lawyers, it went as good as it could go. When it was over, when the courtroom was over, and they come to you and talk to me, even on the other side, his lawyer, they made an arrangement. His friend got 8 years of prison. He did some here in our area, and then the rest are down Spring Hill, I believe. We shook hands. I know it shouldn't have never have happened, but it did. I never thought it would come to a point like this, what happened to my son, but it did. I did forgive him. I'll not forget him. I forgave him. I forgave him because it's my nature not to hold something against someone else, even though I lost my son. I had respect for that boy, and I know he did wrong. I'm sure he knows he did wrong. And you gotta believe. You gotta believe, and life can get better. I know we have tragedies in life, and I seen it myself. We gotta forgive. Yeah.
I want to give you this because you brought it.
Yeah. This is a little book that my daughter had made for me, and it's a special little book. I've got family members in here. Myself is in here. With my hand on the Stanley Cup, which I hope Toronto would win again, Toronto Maple Leafs, but they didn't seem to be winning it since 1967, and that's a long time. And people say, "Well, why, Paul, did you take up for that team for so long?" It's because I liked them. I followed them. Now, in my family, with my daughter and my son and myself, when I take up for Toronto Maple Leafs, my son he was taking up for Boston when he was with me. And my daughter takes up for Montreal. So I said, how can I discuss about hockey? I can't get involved here with my family about hockey. We each got a different team. But it's all in fun. I love watching the game. I follow it up. And Montreal is the team that won the most cups. And of course, they're not my team, but listen, I watch them. And and they're an upcoming team right now, and I think a lot of them. But Toronto will always be my team. I'll die as a Maple Leaf. This here is my dad here. My father's name was Harry. My mother's name was Jessie. And here they are here in this little booklet. These are old. Now, talk about lumbering. It's my family there, my parents, and my uncles. My mother's family is there. There are two families there. And you see the load of wood that was cut? That's how we worked that time. We had to cut that wood and load that on a truck, haul it to the mill. But here I was there. I was a little younger then than I am now. I was about 25 years old. I had some muscles then that I don't got them anymore. I lost them. And working in the woods, there's my dad there, my uncles, family, sisters and brothers. My mom and dad were very good parents to us all. I was so close to my dad. We worked together, we did things together. When I lost my dad and mom, it changed my life. But I learned, while they were living, I learned a lot from them. I had respect for them. They gave me the joy of everything. There wasn't much money in those days, and it was hard work, but what we did, it brought the family together closer and closer. So when I did lose them, I think of them every day. I have pictures of my mom and dad. I have brothers and sisters that treat me good. And any help I need, they're there. They're there for me. So what else could I ask for in life? Here's a little story. I had a couple from Quebec City last fall. They come in there to see the gorge. First time ever there, they made their way there. So we got talking about different things, and he says, "Paul, what do you see here? What in animals?" I said to him, "Did you ever see a moose?" He said, "Yeah, I seen a dead one on the side of the road." But he said, "I never ever seen a live moose." I had a moose call in my camp, and I just took it out for fun, just to show him how I would call a moose. So I get up at the corner, I'm looking down at the river. I made a couple of calls, and I put the moose call back in the camp, and we kept on with our conversation. 10 minutes after, the big moose came out on the river. The guy got so surprised, took his camera and he ran along the side, and he click, 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 click. And the only words I could hear him saying, "I'm coming back to visit you, Paul. I'm coming back here again." So, you know, it's a combination of everything. A combination of nature, combination of people, how we can all do things together. I had a guy that stayed with me for one summer and helped me at the gorge. He was a veteran, but he was falling into some problems with health. And being in the wars and being in the army and it took a lot out of those people. So they need sometimes a certain area to go, to relax, to talk to somebody. Some of them will explain their issues and what they went through and all that. He came one summer and he spent time with me, and listen, I learned a lot. It helped him by being at the gorge, it helped with his issues, and he got out and with fresh air and nature and it's something to do. And I enjoyed that. And he passed away, and I miss him so. I miss these people. But getting out in nature and walking and getting in trails will help your mind. You'll get a different view of your mind, your soul. I know just by meeting the people myself. As I said earlier about my son, I wouldn't have got over things if I wouldn't have did what I did. And people come to me. They ask me questions about. I answer it the best way I can. I'm not always right, but I'll do my best. And talking to people, listening. You got to listen. No matter what the story is, if you listen, take the time, You'll have more respect for people, more and more and more. My first camp that I had, I believe it's about 15 years ago now, and it caught a fire on me. So we went in around 11 o'clock, and when we left there at 3 o'clock in my camp, we dampened the stove. We had a wood stove. We had a fire going there, and we dampened it, locked the door, and went home. I got a call that night, late at night, someone told me I had lost my camp in a fire. And I thought to myself, how could this happen, you know? Like, the pipes of the stove burnt out, the bottom part burnt out, and the coals went on the floor, and the camp went ablaze. So I lost that camp, first camp. The camp I got there now at the Gorge came from another area in the settlement. This guy that owned the camp, he had equipment that he was selling, like tractors, trucks. He had all different kinds of stuff he was selling. And the camp was also there, but he never mentioned about the camp being to sell. But anyway, when I approached him about it, and he said, "Paul, if you did buy the camp, what are you going to do with it?" I said, "I'm going to put it right at the Gorge." Well, he didn't answer me right away, but the next day he gives me a call. "Yeah, Paul," he said, "I'll sell you the camp." But he said, "You know, it's got to be lifted, got to be hauled out." I said, "Yep, willing to do that. I want the camp if I can get it to the Gorge, but that's a little task there to get it from where it was." And anyway, we got it lifted up, built up on skids, and it comes in with the big equipment, trucks and tractors, and said, "I'm going to haul it to the main road, to the main highway for you." And they said, "After that, we'll see what we're going to do to get it to the Gorge." So I said, "Well, that'd be great. We can get it to the road. It'd be a good start." Anyway, he comes in with the equipment and everything. Everything was we were all ready. We had it all solid there to go. He hauls it to the main road with his trucks and that. He said, "Paul, I'm parking her right here there now, and I'm going for lunch. When I come back," he said, "we're going to haul that camp right up the road towards the Gorge." "Oh," I said, I don't know if we can do it, if we're allowed to do that. He said, "We're going to do it." So he hooks onto that with his truck on the main road. We go right up the road, no traffic. We met one vehicle. He pulled off to the side, and we kept going. We got it to the lodge. We got the camp to the snowmobile lodge. And later on, they come in and they halt my camp right to where it is now. Oh, it was a happy day for me. I felt good about that. And I knew the camp would be the one. It's what I wanted. Well, my wish is that it continues and the people continue coming. And it's for everyone. It's for anyone and everyone that wants to come there. That's my wish, to be honest with you. I enjoy it, and if I can enjoy it, a place like that, when they come in to the Gorge and say, "Paul, I didn't know this even existed here. I never knew this was here. But now that I come here, I want to keep coming back," and that's important. It's getting out in nature, see the nice colors in the fall. It gives you a different view of life. And I also have been noticing there's more people coming out now and doing that. Young generations coming out, and it's encouraging. And I just hope that it continues. When I'm gone, let someone be a trailblazer and follow. And do even maybe better than I did. So that's my wish. I'll be there till my last days, as much as I can be. And after that, well, someone will have to go further with it. Life can be struggling at times, but work it out. Work together, help each other, care for each other, love each other. At the end of it all, that's what it's about. The most important thing is, you know, show the love of a human being, the love of people, you know. We might all be strangers in one way, but we're not. Show them about life. Show them how much we care. If I meet someone from no matter where, after we talk and get in there, I want to show them I care for them. And when they leave, they got a different feeling about you, the area, the people around you. If you try. But you got to try. And don't give up. And there's hope. And that's what we live by.